If you're a student, it's likely you're broke, high in student debt and coursework, so you likely don't have the time or money to buy a new Corvette or Mercedes G-Wagon. Well, that is unless your rich wealth management parents already got you your sweet 16 car you pestered them about for months. Here are 10 affordable cars for students that can get you to and from class and won't break down when you're taking out your date. 10. 2020 Honda Fit. The Honda Fit is a fun-to-drive, efficient subcompact hatchback at a decent starting price of $17,185. Surprisingly, for a subcompact car, there's a lot of cargo space, so you can fit in your whole life when packing up and moving into your dorm. And the passenger space won't leave your friends cramped if you decide to take a road trip. Honda offers a 6-speed manual or continuously variable automatic transmission at a higher price, although the automatic has a lower horsepower. Under the hood is a 1.5-litre, 4-cylinder engine that has a great fuel economy and produces a solid 130 horsepower at 6,600 RPM and 114 pound-foot of torque at 4,600 RPM. So, if you want a cheaper version with slightly more horsepower, you have to learn to shift gears. Being late to class because you stalled and stopped traffic may not sit well with the professor. 9. 2020 Ford Ka. Available in Ford's European lineup, the simple Ka available in hatchback or sedan starts at an amazing $11,000. The Ka is quite small and ordinary, with 25-inch steel wheels and 6-speed automatic transmission, but is perfect for driving in hilly European cities with tiny cobblestone roads. Under the hood, the car is powered by a 1.5-litre 3-cylinder engine that has an ample output up to 136 horsepower. The interior design is made with plastic and resembles the Fiesta, but you can tell the quality is not that great, but hey, you get what you pay for. The passenger legroom and headspace is not all too bad, just don't try to fit 3-6 athletes in the back and expect a comfortable ride. Despite the poorer quality materials, the drive is smooth, the engine's quiet, and the steering is pretty great. So, for a student on a budget, this is an ideal car. 8. 2013 Chevrolet Sonic. This cute subcompact car, available as a sedan or hatchback, can easily be found for less than $8,000, and if you search well, you can find a gem around $6,000. With leather seats, custom 17-inch alloy wheels, and a sport steering wheel, the Sonic has a more sporty feel to it, but is also one of the most quiet cars you can find. So you don't have to annoy your fellow classmates with constant engine revving. The Sonic is outfitted with either a 1.8-litre 4-cylinder engine or a 1.4-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, both producing 138 horsepower, and is available in automatic or manual drive. The all-wheel drive has great fuel economy and provides a decent fun drive even after many miles, so don't fret about buying it used with a bunch of miles. As long as you're smart and don't buy it at the end of its life, the Sonic can be great for driving to and from class or out for dinner. It even has heated seats, so your bum can be nice and warm, giving you a little bit of happiness on your way to your 8 AM organic chemistry class. 7. 2020 Hyundai i10. This adorable little i10 available in the UK market is surprisingly quite pricey, starting at $18,000, £13,025, and only producing a maximum output of 99 horsepower. So don't even think about betting on winning a race against your classmate in this tiny thing. The lowest trim has a 1-litre petrol engine, producing just a meager 67 horsepower, and is available in either a 5-speed manual or automatic transmission. The interior, although a little rough, is sturdy and has some cool artistic designs that bring some pizzazz to the car. And although a super low horsepower may seem like this car came from the 70s, the tech is pretty high-end, with touchscreens and heated seats and steering wheels on the upper trim. As expected in a small car, the passenger seating is pretty tight, but the rear windows go all the way down, so you can stick your head out too if you're feeling a little too claustrophobic. If you're in a hilly university, we don't recommend the i10. The minuscule amount of horsepower is going to seriously struggle climbing up, maybe more so than you after a 5-course Christmas dinner. But just to get around a flat town, the i10 is a reasonably priced vehicle that's fun to drive. 6. 2012 Honda Civic. The all-reliable Japanese Honda Civic can be found used for as cheap as $6,800. The 5-seater lightweight sedan with fantastic fuel economy and easy handling may be found cheap with many miles, but it'll keep you going until you have a good paying job and can afford a better car. The 2012 Civic has multiple different versions with 1.8-liter inline 4-cylinder engines to 2.4-liter inline 4-cylinder engine, and a hybrid version with a 1.5-liter inline 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor with horsepower ranging from 110 to 201 and a foot-pound torque between 106 to 170. If you're able to bag one of the more powerful Civics at a crazy low price, you can use the extra cash to throw a college party. 5. 2019 Ford Fiesta. At a great base price of just over $14,000, the Ford Fiesta of 2 years ago is a better quality version of the Ford car. Similar to the car, the subcompact car has great handling that's entertaining to drive, but the passenger spacing and cargo are limited, so you can't pack in too many tool, friends, and bags. Available as a sedan or hatchback, 5-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission, this is a great car for the student car enthusiasts that want a fun drive to decompose after a stressful exam. Powered by a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine, the Fiesta has an output of 120 horsepower at 6,350 RPM, 112 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM, and can travel 0 to 60 in 9.1 seconds, which is not bad at all for a small cheap car. If you're really looking to de-stress with a faster boost and more powerful engine, you can upgrade to a turbocharged engine, which will give you 197 horsepower, so you can feel the power in your hands and forget about that dissertation due tomorrow. 4. 2012 Cadillac CTS. Cadillac's brand image is built all around sophistication and grandeur. Normally, this high-end American car would be pretty pricey, but you can find a used Cadillac CTS in pretty good condition with less than 70,000 miles for just $10,500. That's one hell of a bargain. The all-wheel drive CTS includes a 6-speed automatic 3-liter V6 engine with 318 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 275 pound-feet of torque at 4,900 RPM. With 17 by 8-inch painted alloy wheels, Cadillac's distinct front grille and logo and faux leather or leather interior, Cadillac created a beautiful sedan. When driving through your college town in this, not only will you get a ton of curious heads turning your way, but you'll be the kid everyone wants to befriend. 3. 2020 Toyota Yaris. Sadly, 2020 was the last year for the Yaris, and Toyota's discontinuing the cute, reliable, budget subcompact car. But getting your hands on a 2020 version, you will see that you don't have to spend tons of money to have a really fun driving experience. The ride's enjoyable and can help put your overworked student mind at ease. Starting at just over $16,000 for a manual transmission, this front-wheel drive has a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces a low but ample 106 horsepower at 7,600 RPM and 103 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Good enough to get you around. If you really want the added power boost, you'll have to upgrade to the XLE trim, but it still comes to less than $20,000. Overall, it's a good-looking car that's not a gas guzzler and has all the necessary tech you may need. It's simple, effective, and fun, and that's all you need as a student. 2. 2020 Hyundai Elantra. The Hyundai Elantra is a testimony to South Korea's clean efficiency all-in-one car. At a starting price of around $19,000, this compact sedan is affordable, comfortable, and adept. This adaptable sedan boasts value as a primary factor, from good fuel economy to decent tech and an easy-to-use touchscreen, Apple Play, and Android Auto. The lowest trim has a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine with an output of 147 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 132 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM. But if you're looking for a whirlwind of power and you have the extra savings from your college job, you can show off with the highest trim, which has a 1.6-liter turbocharged engine and produces a great 201 horsepower. If you're going for extra power, your parents will also want to know that you're safe. And with the Elantra, safety is a key factor, and it has all of the newest driver assistance tech. To add on to its first-class safety ratings, this Hyundai has one of the best warranties. So if you break down by accidentally driving through a pothole too quickly to make it to class on time, you won't have to worry about the cost of your repairs in addition to your huge student debt. 1. 2020 Dacia Sandero. Another British market car. The 2020 Dacia Sandero is the cheapest new car in the UK for just over $11,000, £8,000. But this little hatchback has more to offer than just a low price. Despite the cheap price, the Sandero lowest trim is outfitted with some of the latest safety and tech features, LED headlights and Y-shaped daytime running lights, and a slick-looking interior. But we recommend going one trim up to get a little better infotainment system, a touchscreen, and the essential AC. For a car in this class, the Sandero surprisingly has ample cargo space, with the highest trim offering 60/40 split folding rear seats and a good amount of passenger legroom and headspace, so the taller people won't be too uncomfortable on a short drive. The interior, also, it looks nice. It does definitely have the cheap feel, but it does the trick and has a light-hearted budget charm. The cheapest trim is a 5-speed manual transmission that contains a 1-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine that produces a poor 64 horsepower. We definitely recommend at least going one trim up and spending the extra £1,000 for a turbocharged engine that gives you a little more horsepower, around 90, which will definitely help a lot. With the better trims, you can get an insanely priced new car that gets you around comfortably even on those awful muggy days. It's cheap, but hey, as a student, you need the extra money for beer anyways. There are so many different affordable options to choose from no matter where you're a student. And don't worry if it's not your dream car, you can just have it for a few years to get around. And once you graduate and land that high-paying job, you can scrap the budget student car and invest in a flying car. That's hoping they come out by then.